Just ahead on American Black Journal, Detroit entertainer Jackie Wilson gets honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Plus, the Detroit SportsZone welcomes a new class of inductees to its High School Hall of Fame. Stay right there. American Black Journal starts now.
Masco Corporation is proud to manufacture innovative and environmentally friendly products for the home. Delta faucets, craft-made in Merillat cabinets, and Behr brand paints have all been designed with you in mind. Masco and its family of companies, serving Michigan communities since 1929.
Support also provided by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, a partner with communities where children come first. The Cynthia and Etzel Ford Fund for Journalism at Detroit Public TV.
The DTE Foundation proudly supports 50 years of American Black Journal in covering African American history, culture, and politics. The DTE Foundation and American Black Journal, partners in presenting African American perspectives about our communities and in our world.
Also brought to you by Ally, Nissan Foundation, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. The legendary Detroit entertainer Jackie Wilson has received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Wilson's family, friends, and fans gathered recently in California for the ceremony. He was honored for being one of the most important and influential recording artists of his generation. Known as Mr. Excitement, Wilson dazzled fans with his dance moves and his soaring vocal range. My first guests were in Hollywood for the unveiling. Brenda Wilson is the singer's daughter and founder of the Jackie Wilson Foundation, and Thelma Stubbs-Mitchell is Wilson's cousin and the sister of the late Four Tops lead singer Levi Stubbs. Welcome, both of you, to American Black Journal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Brenda, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Tell me what this was like to be in Hollywood and see your father honored this way.
Well, Stephen, it was so very exciting. It was just amazing. The spirits were very, very high. There was a lot of Hollywood actors, entertainers were there, like Berry Gordy, Smokey Robinson, Mary Wilson, Marshall Thompson,
Wow.
and myself.
All right. You count among the stars.
Yeah,
today, right?
among the stars. And there was Ghostbusters, what's his name? Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
It was so many celebrities there. It was just a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And they give you, when you get a star on the Walk of Fame, they give you a certificate. This is one of the really cool things about it, right?
This here is a copy, but it's authentic. That was given to the family, and being a part of the family, I received one, and I'm very, very excited, and I'm going to encase it and insure it. All
Don't
those
lose
things.
that,
Don't
right?
lose it, you know. But it's very exciting, and it's very heartwarming to receive something like this. And for my father, a lot of people were saying it was long, long overdue.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can agree with that, but I think everything is in God's timing. And I just appreciate it. And now everybody else appreciates it along with the family.
Yeah, you were also
Wonderful.
there in
Yes,
California.
I went to accompany my cousin to support her. She's so thoughtful and everything, and she says, why don't you come and go along with me? Of course, we're cousins, and I had to go.
We're just going to go to Los Angeles.
And Levi and Jackie had been together forever since they were little kids, running around singing. So we had concierge, thanks to her, we had concierge service and everything when we got off the plane, and they chronicled everything we did from the day we got there until the day we left.
Yeah. I'm not sure people know, and I did not know until just really recently, that Levi Stubbs, who is your brother, is also related to, obviously, to Jackie Wilson.
Yeah.
Talk about what that was like back in the day here in Detroit.
I mean, those guys, along with Lil Willie John, you know, we're from the North End. They all used to go to the Paradise Theater to compete. She wasn't born yet. So anyways, they used to compete down at the Paradise Theater. I'm sure some of the older people would know. Billy Eckstein, all those guys. And these were kids, like 13, 14 years old,
Yeah.
going and competing against each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, forever. They've been together.
It's amazing to think about the city being just sort of so stocked with that much talent
Oh
back
my
then,
gosh,
and,
yes. And
finally
still
being
more,
shared
yeah.
with the world, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your memories of your dad.
Well, one fond memory I had, and I think I shared this before, is when when he was in here in 1967. He came by the house, you know, and he seen me, and he said, "Oh, you grown up to be so beautiful." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks."
Yes, Dad.
You know, but other than that, then we took a ride, you know, in the limousine and stuff, and we talked about, he asked me about my future, what I wanted to do and stuff like that. Really wasn't sure then, had some different ideas, but you know, when we came back, my mother and dad, he kissed me on the forehead, he kissed my mother, and he went on, rode off in the limousine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you were in California, you also ran into some other Detroiters, some really young Detroiters who were there performing as well.
Oh wow, man! I'm so excited to talk about this. Really, the Detroit Youth Choir. Mr. Anthony White called me. He said, "Brenda, you're going to be in California?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, the kids are here, and we've been here, and we're at the Lowe's Hotel." And he said, "We would like to sing a tribute to you for your father." And I said, "Of course." So the day of the star placing, he came over, and then I met him over at the Lowe's Hotel with the kids, and they did Higher and Higher, their own rendition.
Wow.
That was just awesome.
Yeah.
Those kids, man.
Their voices are unbelievable, right?
Amazing.
Yes.
Immediate harmony came right in. Everybody knew they knew what they was doing. And I said, you know, y'all represent the D.
Perfectly, right?
I said, in Michigan, I said, y'all just perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So they sung, and then I had the honor of hugging each and every one of those kids. They was just, one of the directors said, group hug. They say, no, we want our own hug.
Everyone wants their own
Everybody
hug,
wants
right?
their own hug. So I hugged each and every one of them, and I told them that, you know, how proud that Michigan was of them. And they was going to they're doing a great job.
Right.
And now, they're in the finals.
They're in the finals, right?
They're in the finals. Isn't that
won.
exciting?
Everyone in Detroit, I think, has been on the phone trying to vote for them. In that
Absolutely,
contest.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a long road for Mr. White too, you know, with the kids and stuff.
Yes,
And
yes.
now he's reaping the fruits of his labor, man,
Yeah.
because it's just wonderful. Those kids are just wonderful. They
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are well poised. And I have a niece, and her name is Journey.
In the choir? Oh, you're
yeah.
kidding.
Yes, my niece is in there.
Yeah.
Well, my husband's niece, she's my niece, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk about how the music of that time, your brother, your cousin, kind of influenced you.
Well, the pipes, you know, go through family
Right.
lines, so
right.
I really can't help myself. My nieces sing, my nephews, and I hear it came from my grandfather, John Stubbs, in the cotton fields of Georgia, Edenton, Georgia.
Wow.
They said when my granddad sang, it used to go all over the cotton fields.
That is something.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun, you know, coming up here and all this music of my older sisters since I was the youngest, which I'm not that young now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just heard music throughout the house all the
Yeah.
time.
No, I can
They played
imagine.
Billy Eckstein, James Moody,
Wow.
all kinds of music, all
Yeah.
genres. Yeah.
Man.
Tell us some about the Jackie Wilson Foundation.
Well, the Jackie Wilson Foundation is the executive director is Anita Blackman. She's doing an excellent job, and what we focus on youth and young adults in the music industry, and we put them before a live audience. But our most thing is we have programs and we educate them about the legends and the beginning of music and where it came from, because our kids really don't know.
Yeah.
You know, in order to appreciate, you know, where they are now in the music industry.
Well, and it's longer and longer ago.
Yes.
So that kids who are growing up in the city now, they know about Motown, I feel like, but they
Yeah.
don't get how much it was just part of the city and part of the culture here
Absolutely.
and
The
shaped
culture.
so many people's lives. If you weren't even involved in it, it still was just part of your DNA.
Yeah,
here in
and then
Detroit.
Motown, I mean, everybody knew Motown, but Jackie wasn't a part
He
of
was
Motown.
not. He was not a Motown.
He
artist,
wasn't a
right?
Motown artist, but Berry Gordy, the association and stuff with
Yeah.
Berry Gordy wrote 6 of his greatest hits
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where the association comes. You
Yeah.
know, like they call him Uncle Berry.
Yeah. right. It shows
Yeah.
how the
Yeah.
tentacles of Motown
The family,
really
I'm
just
telling you, it's a
they
family.
spread everywhere. Yeah.
Family affair.
Yeah. Well, does your family now, in your eyes, kind of reflect any of that musical
That talent?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you. Absolutely. Not only do I sing, and
of
I do
course.
sing, and I've been
Yeah.
singing for years, and a show producer, as you know, but also my daughter Erica sings. She has a beautiful voice, and she's
Wow.
a songwriter as well,
Yeah.
and she's also a nurse. But, you know, I told her she was going to be a singing nurse. That's what she is.
Wonderful.
She's a singing nurse. But she does have the talent, and we're looking at recording her and myself and my cousin. We're all working on it, going to be
doing it
working on a
together.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out. But I also have a book coming out too.
Oh, you do? Tell me about that.
Yes, I have a book coming out. We're working on it now, and I don't want to tell all the little juicy stuff,
Yeah.
but we do have a book coming out pretty soon. It'll be out soon.
And is this a book about your dad?
It's about my journey.
Okay.
And with my father.
Yeah.
Telling
Yeah.
his journey and my journey.
Wow.
And where we are today.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait.
The legacy
to read that.
continues.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So nice.
Well, it was really great that you guys got to be part of everything in Los Angeles.
Yes,
And,
yes.
And thanks for being here with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Stephen.
And I just, before we go, I want to just thank the team that went down with it, like Teresa Rose, Erica Johnson, Muhammad
Yes.
Lay, Irene, Dr. Doo-Wop, Tyrone Williamson, and who else was it? Thelma. You know, I mean, all the
We had a whole
we had a
entourage. It was
whole entourage
beautiful.
of people
Yeah.
that went down, and I just want
Yeah.
to thank them.
Yeah.
And thank you, Steve.
Absolutely. Thank
Breath
you for being here.
Productions.
Yes,
Great to
yeah.
see you guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
All right, coming up, the Detroit Sports Zone honors former high school athletes. But first, here's a 1997 American Black Journal interview with Motown singer Gladys Knight.
You said at an earlier point in your life, to God,
Yes,
take it away from me.
right,
I'm tired of this voice. I'm tired of the singing. Just
right.
take it.
Right.
What was that all about?
I am so glad he didn't hear me. That would have really been, when I think about it now, I just get nervous. I just want to break out in a cold sweat, see? 'Cause,
What brought you to that moment?
well, I'm a teenager. I lived most of the time. My mom saw to it that we kept our feet on the ground. All right, it wasn't about, oh, I'm Gladys Knight. Who's that? You know, that just happened to be a name that people became familiar with. As far as my life is concerned, I sing. I make a living at singing, just like you make a living at doing what you do. And that's how my mom and dad and the family always kept us looking at it. But there still were responsibilities, disciplines. That's a good word. Disciplines you had to keep in order to be the best at what you could do. That's any profession. But we had to rehearse. And there were commitments we had to keep. I was working and going to high school. I also worked with a jazz band. So every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm from 10 to 2 with the jazz band. During the summer, I go out with the Pips, still having to keep up a school schedule. That was a lot. And so I didn't get a chance to date. And I didn't get a chance to go to the canteen every Friday night like my other girlfriends. Or I didn't get a chance to go down the street in the evening and skate. I either had homework or I had rehearsal. So you just got a little bit tired sometimes of being so disciplined. We all fall short of that mark sometimes. And so I just felt like, hey, you know, if it wasn't for the singing, maybe I could get more of that canteen in, you know, or I could get more of this in.
Or more athletics, because you
Yeah,
were an athlete.
yes, you know.
And that went by the board because of the singing.
That's right. I was on the basketball team. I ran track. I was in the field. I didn't do none of it well, but, you know, I enjoyed doing it. And all of these things were just about being a normal teenager, so to speak. And we all want to identify. That's even today. It's that peer thing.
The Detroit Sports Zone is holding its 8th annual Hall of Fame banquet this month to induct the 2019 High School Hall of Fame honorees. The organization recognizes outstanding former athletes who attended Detroit public high schools, as well as supporters who have made major contributions to athletics. The evening also includes the presentation of scholarships to current high school and college students. Here to tell us more are members of the Detroit SportsZone Board of Directors, Chair Lavelle Perry, Board Member Ronald Woods, and Scholarship Chair Brenda Gatlin. Welcome all of you to American Black Journal.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
great
Thank
to be here.
I love this. I love this organization. I love this event because this is a city with an incredible sports history, and you guys bring that into focus.
Well, Fred, thank you for allowing us to be here to share the good news that we have from Detroit Sports Zone. And basically, yes, we are an organization, a nonprofit organization that has really developed a three-tiered type of activity within our organization. One being that we do recognize former athletes from the Metro Detroit area, and we also participate in a collaborative methodology of nonprofits to further their causes within the community. And the last thing that we actually do is we have scholarships that we award to students that are college bound, and that is a very exciting process for us.
Yeah. Ronald, tell us how you decide each year who's going to be honored.
Well, it's a very difficult task because we have so many great legends to consider. We vote and take suggestions from the community as well as of past board members and past nominees and awardees. This year, our 2019 class consists of people like Hilton Napoleon in baseball, Wendy Trevelyan in gymnast, Stan Edwards in football, Gary Waters in basketball, Ella Willis in track, Ted Talbert it was a deceased posthumous, and Pepper Johnson in football, Selena Johnson in golf, and Cliff Hatchard in track, and Bill Jones in posthumous also.
When you think about all of the choices that you have, I mean, again, it's got to be a little overwhelming each year to come up with who's going to make the cut. Tell us some of the things that you think about.
Well, among the things we consider are not just what they did as an athlete, but what have they done after athletics, community activism, things that they've done to be fundamentals of basic good citizens, and things that inspire young people that people would ingratiate the nominees to. Our nominees started at a list of much bigger than much bigger than 10, and we have to get that number down to a manageable number. And this year we have gotten it down to 10.
Recognize, Fred, we've only been doing this for 8 years. And the city of Detroit has had outstanding athletes for the last maybe 70 years. And so it has been a very difficult task, and somehow maybe we should hold this event twice a year. I don't know.
So you can get more people in, right?
Absolutely. But no, it is it's a difficult task, but we have managed to go through it, and the athletes we have selected are just they're stellar.
Tell me about the scholarships that you guys award
first.
as well.
I am honorable. I'm grateful, immeasurably grateful, to have the opportunity to be the scholarship chair as a former administrator and retired administrator with DPS, CD. And our signature event not only focuses on the past, but focuses on the future.
The future, right?
Yes. So last year we gave out 5 $1,000 scholarships, and this year we're upping our ante. We're giving out 7. And this is for the students to utilize in the manner that they need to ensure their academic success. They are, many of them are first college-bound students, first generation, thank you, college-bound students, and from Detroit and Metro Detroit. We have a couple from Michigan State University, one who goes to University of Detroit Mercy, and Wayne State, WC3, Henry Ford Community College. So, we are certainly focused on making sure that we have identified, and they each had to have a 3.0 grade point average to even apply. And then, of course, we ask for a copy of their schedule to make sure that they are in college.
Right.
And also that they have to write an essay indicating why, how this scholarship will benefit them during their collegiate journey.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, and this is you know, sort of passing it forward, right?
Yes.
So this great legacy of athleticism and service in Detroit moves on to the next generation
level,
of kids.
the next generation,
Yeah.
and that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Absolutely, honoring the past, but also focusing on the
Right,
future.
right.
Yeah.
One of the things about athletics in the city and great athletes from the past is this idea that it leads to other things. It doesn't always necessarily lead to professional sports. It leads to remarkable lives and careers in other places. And I feel like you guys do a good job of pulling that out as well.
Well, sure. You know, one of the things I'd like to just point out is that if you look at some of the graduates from this area that have come back to support this organization, George Gervin, graduate of Martin Luther King High School, has greatly endorsed this organization and has given, you know, scholarships this year and last year. Jerome Bettis, Tom Seaburn, a graduate of Cass Tech, is also a financier of this program. And these are all professional guys that played in the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah.
Greg Kelser also is another guy. And then we have some non-business people who have also supported us, like Mr. Torrey, Wayne Wheeler. These are people, again, who are residents of the Metro Detroit. Some are athletes, some are not, but they've gone on to say this is a worthy program, and they have put their endorsement on their support.
Yeah. Do you worry with the way that things have changed in the city, with the opportunities for people, kids especially, to get involved in athletics, that it'll be harder to find sort of distinguished athletes in a few decades or years because we're just not giving the opportunities?
That's probably the last thing I worry about.
Yeah.
Detroit has a plethora of good athletes, great athletes, who over the years have really had a strong interest and tell their story to motivate young people that they can get involved in things outside athletes, in athletics. Across the board, where we, with just an optimism of being and seeing the right kind of people that it takes to be athletes and standouts.
Yeah.
And some of my former players, I coached basketball.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. First woman to coach a men's team.
Is that right?
At Cass Tech, yes.
Great school.
And
Great
many of many of them are coming back to get. Steve Hall is the basketball coach at Cass. LaTanya Tate is giving back and producing more scholar athletes. Absolutely, they want to give back to the district and the school that gave them so much.
Right.
Yes.
Right. When was that you were the men's basketball coach there?
86.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
85, 86. Right, right, absolutely. Mrs. Wheatley said you got to do it, and she was the principal at that time, and I just finished the girls' season because at that time we had the girls play in the fall, and the men played in the winter. In the winter, right? So it was a great journey. We got a lot of publicity, and we had a good season.
Yeah.
We sure did.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was fun.
So I just want to mention that, you know, to culminate all of these different activities, we're going to be making the presentations of the new inductees for 2019, as well as the nominations of our scholarship recipients on the 27th of September, which is a Friday of this month. We're going to have our awards banquet down at the International Banquet Center, which is right above Fishbones in downtown Detroit.
Right. Yes.
And they can purchase tickets for $60 per person, and they can call 989-239-1623 to purchase tickets for that evening.
Yeah.
And we'd be gladly, to give them as many as they need, but tickets are selling out very quickly.
Yeah, no, I would imagine they are.
This is the first year that we're taking it out of Burt's.
Oh,
the last
it's
7
not.
years it was
always
at Burt's.
Right,
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Anyway, we are very excited about this year's event, and Again, if they want tickets, they can call myself or they can call that number, and believe me, we'll be more than happy to accommodate anyone that comes down because it's going to be a great evening.
Yeah.
And of course, we need to mention that this organization has always been a dream of Wagner, who really, this was his dream. Yes.
Dream. Yeah. Well, congratulations, and we'll have all that info on our website as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
That is our program for today. You can go to AmericanBlackJournal.org for more information on our guests and to check out past episodes. And you can always connect with us on Facebook and on Twitter. We'll see you next time.
Masco Corporation is proud to manufacture innovative and environmentally friendly products for the home. Delta faucets, craft-made in Merillat cabinets, and Behr brand paints have all been designed with you in mind. Masco and its family of companies, serving Michigan communities since 1929.
Support also provided by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, a partner with communities where children come first. The Cynthia and Etzel Ford Fund for Journalism at Detroit Public TV.
The DTE Foundation proudly supports 50 years of American Black Journal in covering African American history, culture, and politics. The DTE Foundation and American Black Journal, partners in presenting African American perspectives about our communities and in our world.
Also brought to you by Ally, Nissan Foundation, and viewers like you. Thank you.